Hello, my name is Eagle. I'm the founder and CEO of Vinci VR. In this video, we're gonna just cover some button basics, as well as things like setting up a Guardian and just general kind of usage tips regarding that. In the next video, Joe Kozak, our CTO, will actually screenshot from inside his headset to show you how to use the menus and how to kind of navigate through the menus in the Oculus headset. And then after that, there will be a separate document that kind of walks through every single one of the Vinci VR experiences that are available to you, so that if you ever are lost in experience, you can just watch through the playthrough and figure out how to kind of get unstuck. So in this video, we'll cover the button layouts. So to play Vinci VR experiences, you really only need 2, sometimes 3 buttons. But we'll cover all of the buttons today. So I kind of keep my controllers like this. You should have kind of grips. If you don't, there are these kind of wrist straps, and these go around your wrist like this. Generally speaking, you want at least one of them. So if you have the hand straps, I would make sure that whoever's using it, a student, has these. And if you don't, make sure you have the wrist straps in, just because we've seen sometimes students just drop handsets once in a while, and you want to kind of protect your handsets. So you kind of have it like this. A good way to tell if you have it on the right hand is you should be able to click this button. This is the grip, by simply squeezing your hand over. So this is a good indication to tell if you have it on the right hand. The other thing is you have your joystick, so your joystick should be easily reachable by thumb. So if I had it in the wrong hand, it's like a little bit awkward because I have to reach all the way out to push forward on the joystick. So the joystick should be where your thumb naturally rests. So there are only a few buttons on this controller. These are what we call our triggers. This is how you select things on the Oculus operating system menu. So in the headset, you have just a general menu that is operated by the headset manufacturer Meta. And this is how you do things like go through your app library, set settings, connect to Wi-Fi, things like that. This is how you select things. This is your grab button. This is generally where you grab items. So in Vinci VR experiences, this is how you grab things like welding guns or personal protective equipment, things like that. And then this is your kind of joystick. So in Vinci VR experiences, this is how you move. So you would push forward on the joystick, a laser will come out of your controller. You aim that laser at where you want to go, like a teleport point, a circle on the ground. And then when you let go, you will go there. There are other buttons as well, the B, A, X, Y. They're not used in the Vinci VR experiences really. So you can kind of skip them. In some other experiences that are not made by us, they might use these buttons, but at least for Vinci's experiences, you do not need to use those buttons. Last but not least, this is a pretty important button. It should be on your right controller, and it will have the logo, the Meta logo, or it'll have the Oculus logo. And this is your main menu button. So what this does is when you push this button, no matter which experience you're in, a kind of pop-up menu will show up, and you'll have things like being able to cast. So what casting is basically showing what you're seeing in VR onto a screen. So you'll be able to do things like cast, as well as quit experiences and exit into the main menu. So those are the general buttons. Other important things that you would need to know is setting up a Guardian. So when you first put on your headset, you might not be prompted to create a Guardian. The cameras will turn on, you see through the headset into the real world. When you launch an experience, it will then prompt you to create a Guardian. And what a Guardian is the cameras on the headset is able to track the space around you. And so for example, I have this table in front of me, and if I'm in the experience, I don't see the world around me. If I walk close towards the table or like the wall or something, the cameras will be able to sense that, and it will be able to actually activate so that when I get close to the table, I'll see through my headset, I'll be pushed out of the VR experience, and I'll be kind of the cameras will activate and I'll see around my real world to make sure I don't injure myself on the table. You can set up room scale, and it'll either automatically suggest one, or you can draw one yourself. Important thing is to make sure that the floor is level. So you see like a grid, and you want to push that grid so that it touches your real floor. This is important because all of DaVinci VR Experiences has a level of kind of sensing where your body is. So you want to make sure that the virtual floor, when you're doing room setup, is actually touching the real floor itself, and you see like kind of like a grid layout that's perpendicular to your body. You just want to push that to the floor. What we recommend, generally speaking, is to set up what we call a stationary boundary. What that is the headset will just arbitrarily draw a circle around you as your kind of safety space. And if you walk outside of that circle, the cameras will activate and you'll exit the experience. We recommend that because that's really, really easy to set up. And it's also basically if like someone walks into your space or the lighting changes or something, that's a kind of safety space that the headset is much more capable and reliable in terms of kind of holding that space in. You can also do the experiences seated. Primarily you are pile driving, anything that requires sitting down into like a cab or something can be done seated, and it's the same exact process. You first take a seat, then you put on the headset, and then what you do is when you launch the experience, let's say it's our crane driving, pile driving experience, when you launch that experience, you'll be prompted to set up a Guardian. Make sure that that floor grid is touching your real life floor still, even though you're seated. And then set up a stationary boundary. So all of our seated experiences can only be done in a stationary boundary. And it will just set up a kind of circle around your chair. And then that becomes your safe space. So that's generally speaking how to use the buttons. In the next video, Joe will actually take you through how to navigate the menu. And then last but not least, we'll have separate videos just on the different experiences that we do have. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My email is in the training documentation. If you have any questions like casting or anything like that, casting again is being able to project what someone is seeing in the headset onto like a TV screen or something. That one's a little more complicated, and it's kind of hard to show how that works on like a video like this, but we will try to make a casting overview video maybe at a later date when they update the operating system itself on this. But in the meantime, if you have questions about casting, please let us know, reach out, and we're happy to help.